are specialists in our own culture and language, which brings a lot more to the table.
Bringing more to the table, not just for those in the deaf community, but the entire community at a time when our state needed it most. Things have changed since Marla Berkowitz became a daily fixture in our lives during the governor's COVID briefings. It made her a bit of a household name and face, drawing attention to more than the latest pandemic information, but the importance of making that information accessible to all.
2 o'clock every day. As the state of Ohio began to quarantine, the daily COVID briefings became a lifeline to many. Information delivered by Governor DeWine, Dr. Amy Acton, and Marla Berkowitz, one of the interpreters relaying the details in ASL, American Sign Language. As the only deaf member of the team, Marla stood out.
So many people followed your expressions, and part of your following was gained because people noticed how expressive you are. But expressions are part of ASL. What do you want people to know about ASL and how important expressions are to the process, not just gestures?
Yes, you are correct. ASL is a full language with its own grammar and syntax, and the facial expressions are part of that grammatical and syntax structure. It denotes like intonation, so you know if somebody is joking or being serious. And it has a variety of ways that it depicts those kind of things in the language, just like spoken languages. So it's a really valuable, critical part of American Sign Language.
That critical component raised the profile of her work as an interpreter, highlighting the importance of accessibility, especially during the pandemic. As more and more people took notice, a fan club developed on Facebook. Marla became a reluctant celebrity, even becoming a bobblehead.
I was excited. Maybe amused is a better word for that. I was amused when I saw it.
These days you can find Marla on campus at The Ohio State University, where she serves as a senior lecturer.
So I do a variety of work as an interpreter when I'm not teaching. I also am an avid pickleball player. And that's an activity that I do enjoy, and I try to keep up with my yoga as well, trying to stay grounded. I guess that's a little snapshot of my daily life.
So moving forward, what's next for you?
Let's see, moving forward, what's next for me, I'm actually hoping on working on becoming a deaf interpreter full-time.
That's so exciting. How many full-time deaf interpreters are there out there?
So in Ohio, there's none.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
It's another opportunity she sees as highlighting the importance of deaf people as interpreters and raising the profile of the deaf community.
The fame was a little short-lived, but the recognition and having the importance of my work being more known and having more people being aware and understanding of how ASL and certified deaf interpreters work and what their roles are, that has actually been really helpful from this experience.
One of the things that I learned as we did this interview is that a lot of people didn't know Marla was deaf. And so they were asking about the process of what it would be like to interview someone who is deaf. We had to, as you saw a little bit in the video, we had to have an ASL interpreter as well to conduct the interview. She sort of stood behind my shoulder so Marla and I could talk and have that conversation and have the interpreter just making sure that we were on the same page for the conversation. We've posted more of what that looked like behind the scenes. It really was a fascinating process. I've never conducted an interview with an ASL interpreter, but it was so wonderful to get to know Marla a little bit. I'd only ever seen her on TV, and so this was really exciting to meet a celebrity in my eyes in so many ways, and got my little bobblehead here. Thank you so much, Marla. And now I know, Marshall, you have Marla's bobblehead as well.
I have the bobblehead. So there is a bobblehead of the governor and Amy Acton and Marla. So I put them all together, and for me, that's 2020 in a box right there. But Marla is just such an amazing human, and so it's really wonderful to see what's going on behind the scenes.
And I'm really glad she broke down why she was so expressive. I think that's why so many people, you know, really gravitated towards her, and it was a reason behind that.
That's right. It's part of ASL, and we have more with Marla at abc6onyourside.com. You could still get the bobblehead, and part of that goes to charity as well. So you can still get this bobblehead right here. Support Marla and the deaf community, and learn more about her work, because she's just the most fascinating.
And a pickleball player. I love that too.
And a pickleball player.
Pickleball player.